Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to give you some tips and advice on ballet exams. If you are doing a ballet exam for the first time, then this video could be really helpful for you. And if you can't make up your mind whether you want to do the exam or whether you don't want to do the exam, then this might also help you. So keep watching and let's get on with it. I've actually done 7 ballet exams already, and after June I will have done 9. So this year I'm doing 2 ballet exams. I'm doing grade 7 and I'm doing intermediate. So this is going to be quite a tough year for me. Obviously there are pros and cons of doing ballet exams. Some of the pros that I've found from doing ballet exams are actually a lot of self-confidence, because if you get a really good mark then you're going to think, actually I can do this and I'm actually really good. Sometimes you don't actually believe in yourself until you see it down on paper that you are good and you can do it. Ballet exams also teach you how to work hard. After however many months of practicing, then you learn that you need to actually work hard to get a good mark, because if you want this really good mark, you're not going to get it by just having however many classes you do a week. You need to actually go home and practice, which for later life, after you've done lots of exams and you know about practicing, then it does teach you, like, I'm only going to get this if I work really hard for it. It teaches you how to prepare for things and how to like psych yourself up for doing it. Even like in later life, if there's something that you really want, then you know already how to work hard for that end result. You get a reward, so you get a nice little certificate saying, congratulations Jimmy Robertson, you have achieved grade 87 ballet. That's just a joke, you can't actually get grade 87, just saying. You'll get a medal. Actually, I'll get one to show you. Wait a sec. Alright guys, they look like this. Here you are. As you can see, this was for grade 6. I got distinction in grade 6, so it's got a gold band around the outside. If you got merit, then you get a silver band. If you got pass, then you get bronze band. I've got a little ribbon of all of my medals on my mantelpiece, which I can see right now. It looks beautiful. You do get a little reward at the end, just to say well done, you did it. But as well, you get the reward of being like, I actually did it. So you get the physical reward, you get your little certificate, but you also get the kind of mental, like, I did it and I got a good mark kind of reward. You also get UCAS points. I don't really know much about these because I'm not going to university, so I've not had to think about it. But basically UCAS points are points that you get that will help you on a university application. So if you've got however many UCAS points, then that will like build up your chances of getting into university. I think that's right, don't quote me, but that's the kind of like, that's how it goes. It increases your chance of getting into university. In Scotland for definite, I think in England as well. I don't know much about English universities or English academics because, as you can see, I'm no English. As well as pros, there are cons you need to think about. Obviously there's cost. You need to pay to do an exam. There's time. It takes a lot of time out of your day to actually practice, and practice is really important when you're doing a ballet exam if you want to get the mark. Sometimes when you go into an exam you can be really nervous and you can just let your nerves take over, which will basically give you a mind blank. Examiners understand that people are nervous, but you can't let nerves take over. That's one of the cons of doing an exam. It is a nerve-wracking thing. So if you think that your nerves could possibly like overtake confidence, then you might need to think about ways you could deal with that. Definitely are not as many cons as there are pros. There's a lot of discipline that comes with doing an exam, but there are things that you should think about. In the run up to an exam, it's so important that you practice. If I was to give you any tips for doing an exam, I would just say practice. There's so many ways you can practice. You can practice all the time. You could practice walking down the street, rehearsing, your dances or exercises. You could be lying in your bed going over it, go into a studio and practice. If you have one nearby, I would really recommend you do that. Obviously you can practice at home, you can just practice all the time basically, anywhere you go. There's so many ways. Really, you need to practice every day if you can. If you can't practice every day, then you can't practice every day. But I'm thinking at least 5 times a week. But you need to start practicing months in advance, because there's so many things for you to think about in ballet that you need to practice, and you need to be going into the exam knowing everything off by heart, knowing like muscle memory, like performance. You just need to be going in thinking about having fun and just showing the examiner who you are. So things about technique you shouldn't have to think about at all in an exam. It should just be complete muscle memory, which is something you really need to practice months in advance. When it comes closer to the exam is when you start thinking about performance. There are lots of ways you can practice. If you kind of feel like there's one method that you're doing and it's not really working for you, then think of another way. And you could do one exercise every day, thinking about absolutely everything, so performance, technique, and just doing that exercise over and over again without the music, with the music, and just really like perfecting it. And then the next day you do need to go over it and just do it once or maybe twice, just remembering everything you did the day before. But then that day as well do another exercise and continue going on with that, and then at the next week start again. You could try doing all of your exercises every day, doing the best you can to think about everything, which is really hard, but a lot of people manage it. That's generally what I do. I just do all of my exercises, or as much as I can if I've got time, and then just trying to think about everything. You could do all of your exercises every day, but every day thinking about a different thing. So one day you could be thinking about turnout, the next day you could be thinking about your posture or your core or your head or your performance or your arms. Like every day thinking about a different thing. Every day you're thinking about the thing before as well as another thing. You know, I don't know if you've played it. I personally have, because I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has. You know the game, like the luggage game, so you'll be like, on my holidays I'm going to take an apple, and then the next person will be like, on my holidays I'm going to take an apple and some pens. On my holidays I'm going to take an apple, some pens and a book. Like that sort of thing. It will be like that, but with different parts of your body. I would really recommend actually practicing without the music first before you do it with the music, just so you can run through absolutely everything, go super slow and just think about everything that you're doing. Isolate the movements. So if you're doing a développé in a dance, take away all the steps, all the fanciness, and just do the développé over and over again. You can do that anywhere. You can do that in the kitchen, you can do it whilst you're brushing your teeth. On the actual day of the exam, you need to be really prepared. You need to take tights, a leotard, hairpins, hair baubles, hairspray, hair gel, shoes, everything you need plus spares. Lather on the hairspray. It's really important that you don't have nail polish on. If you're one of these people who likes to do like little fake tattoos or something like that, you can't have them when you're doing an exam either. So you need to make sure they're all off, scrubbed the night before the exam. I always have a bath and just chill out before my exam. Just to like prepare myself. I'm waking up refreshed, a good night's sleep, because you're going to be using a lot of energy because you're giving it your all on the day of the exam. You shouldn't actually wear a lot of makeup in your exam. You can wear a little bit just so you feel comfortable. Definitely not show makeup or heavy makeup at all, just a little bit of concealer. Sometimes I wear a little bit of concealer if I've got a spot and I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious, because the last thing you want is to feel self-conscious when you're going into a ballet exam. You can actually take water into your exam as long as it's not a screw on top. If it's just like a little ping, done, then you're allowed to take that in, but you can't in case you spill it or whatever. But it's really, I always take water in because it's really important to keep hydrated. Before the exam you need to do a massive warm-up. That's one of the key pieces of advice I can give you. You should take a onesie or booties or warm-ups or cardigans or whatever you've got to warm up. Put them on and do a massive warm-up so you're so hot before you go in. Because when you go in, your legs will be shaking because you're really nervous. But don't use up all of your energy doing a massive warm-up. Sometimes I find I wouldn't do things like pirouettes before an exam. You need to master them ages before, but if I do a really bad pirouette, I'll be like, oh crap, I'm going to do really bad in the exam. And then when it comes to pirouettes in the exam, I'll be like, well, I failed the one before, I'm going to fail the one now. So often that just gives you a little like, am I going to be rubbish? So I wouldn't practice things like pirouettes right before you go into the exam. Things I would definitely practice are balances. So before you go into the exam, make sure you're balancing in every position so you know your centre before you go into the exam. If you've never done an exam before, then you'll be standing in a line outside the hall. You'll run in your line, so order, and you'll go curtsy, good morning Miss Examiner, or though you'll know her name, so you'll be like, good morning Miss blah 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 blah, and she'll be like, good morning girls. Or she might be like, good morning girls. I don't know how she'll talk, but usually they're like, good morning girls. Welcome to your exam. She'll ask you your name, so she'll be like, number 1, what's your name? And number 2, what's your name? Or she might be like, number 1, is your name Sarah? Yes, my name's Sarah. Number 2, is your name Josephine? Yes, my name's Josephine. Is your name David? Yes. Is your name Jemima? Yes. So you'll run in with your character skirt and your character shoes, or point shoes, or whatever you need to take into your exam, and she'll be like, could you put your things at the side and take your places at the bar? Usually they're very friendly, they smile a lot, they encourage you a lot. Not really scared, she's not like, good morning, today I'm going to be judging every single movement that you do. If you're in a group of 3, then you'll run to the middle and she'll be like, and how are you going to do port de bras today, girls? And you'll be like, well, I'm going to go twice. Or you could say, I'm going to go in a 1, and Jeffrey and Jemima, or whatever I said their names were, are going to go in a 2, and then you're just going to stand, and you must stand still at the side of the room. One year we were in an exam and one of my friends farted and we were killing ourselves, like I was crying with laughter at the side of the hall, and we're like because we didn't want to make a sound or anything, but it was like so loud. She didn't look up because she was too busy writing, but like it was so loud and we were like it was so funny. In between every exercise the examiner will do a lot of writing. Don't be worried by this, they always do it and they're just writing notes and things like that. When you're in the exam, just like let go. You've got your muscle memory, you've been practicing for months, you know your work, you know you're not going to mess up, so just like relax. It's good to be nervous, but when you walk in you need to drop all the nerves. You'll see the examiner sitting smiling at you and you just need to drop the nerves. You need to walk in and be really confident. If it's something like pirouettes and you're not strong in pirouettes, go up to the centre and be really confident, and she'll think, oh, she is confident. And if you fall out, just land it and get on with it, because if you do an amazing pirouette but you fall out, then it's fine, because examiners most of the time are looking for potential, not perfection. One sec. Sorry guys, cousin just FaceTimed. I'm out of breath, sorry, I had to run down the stairs to get that to my sister. What you need to show in the exam is inside, is how you feel about dancing. You need to show your passion and you need to show your personality. I always find this really confusing because I was like, how do I show my personality when I'm thinking about technique and I'm doing a set exercise, doing technique, making it perfect. It's just facial expression. You just need to show the shine in your eye and show that you love it. That's all I can really say, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope you found this video helpful. It'll probably be a devil to edit because I probably ramble a lot. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you found it helpful or if you've got any video ideas or suggestions. My previous video will be over here, which was my stretching routine, and my face will be here to subscribe, and I will see you next week on Saz the Strawberry. Bye! I'm so nervous for my exam. You shouldn't let it bother you guys.